get this show on the road.
What are we doing? We're in a show.
You want Tommy in this?
Yeah, what the hell? How you doing? This is a guy from Pittsburgh, and I'm at the radio station in Santa Cruz. The name, call letters, I can't remember. I can't remember who I am.
KSCO.
KSCO, thank you. I got to get a hat. I wear hats, I can remember. Anyway, this is George Noory Tom Danheiser. Kathy's over there. I'm in the studio. When I take over, I'll buy my own radio station. It'll just be a room. Kathy can live in a room with the cat. So anyway, I'm here to interview George Noory. And, you doubters said I wasn't going to see him. I wasn't going to meet him. Wasn't going to see Tommy. He's here. I'm here.
Shame on you.
The only problem is you won't know who he is because he's a ghost now. He died on the way here, and the ghost is wearing Casper clothes, so we don't know who he is. But anyway, there are people out there, about 60% of the people I've talked to have never heard of George Noory. Oddly enough, being all seriousness, they've heard of Art Bell. Now go figure. But they don't know who George Noory is because most of them are working during the day. I met this guy. He changed my smoke alarm. The only smoke alarm that would yell fire when there was no fire. Weird smoke alarm.
67% of the people work during the daytime.
Yeah. So they don't know late night unless they have me up at night or they can't sleep.
Exactly.
So tell me, George Noory, first, how'd you get into radio? What prompted you to this?
God, I wanted to get into broadcasting, George, all my life.
They wouldn't let you in the door.
Not necessarily just radio.
Yeah.
But I started when I was 19 years old.
Oh, my God.
For a television station in Detroit. At 21, got my first radio job and stayed in the business for a long, long time. Got out in 1988. I was a television executive. Then I started doing my own businesses. Fell on my face. They went under. Took me with it. And back in 1996, I decided to resurrect myself. And I was watching the television movie Talk Radio. It was on cable with Eric Bogosian about the real life of Alan Berg, the talk show host from Denver. And I'm watching this and I'm mesmerized by it. And I said, that's the one thing I haven't done with my career yet. I haven't done talk radio. And I said, that's what I want to do. So I got a job in St. Louis. I was 46 years old and resurrected myself. I knew television, I knew radio, I knew production, I knew how to produce, but I never really was a talk show host. But I worked with people like that. So I resurrected myself. I created who I was. And I did that for about a year. And that's when the Coast to Coast Network people heard me. And they said, we want you to fill in for Art Bell. You interested? And I went, heck yeah. And I started doing fill-in shows for Art while I was the Nighthawk in St. Louis. And Art's health problems and other issues got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I kept doing more shows until I got a call in September of 2002 from the network. And they said, Art's going to quit. And we want you to be the permanent host. They flew up to St. Louis. They had a contract in their hand. I signed it, and the rest is history.
For those you don't know, Berg was a Denver talk show host, Jewish talk show host, killed by neo-Nazis in the driveway, if I remember correctly. I know my talk radio. So, okay, here's a question. I always read these interviews. You're doing such a wonderful job, George, and all this, and I'm going like, yeah, but what do we know about Noory? What do you do for fun? And what do you do for fun, too, Tony?
Well, what I do for fun?
When you're not on the air.
These shows.
But when you're away from...
These events. Look, I'm not on the air today.
Yeah, but what do you do to relax?
This is it. I thrive on this. You saw that.
Yeah.
200 people out there.
I know it. They're mobbing you. It's incredible.
I grow from meeting people in the flesh. And so 3 weekends out of the year, I'm either taping TV shows, going to live events, putting on events, coming to affiliates. That's what I do for fun. That's my hobby.
But don't you do anything away from this? Like I play games on my iPad.
Some people iPad games. Some people bowl. Some people go to sporting events.
Now that'd be weird. Seeing George Noory bowling. What do you bowl? Do you bowl?
Probably about 95.
What do you bowl? Do you bowl?
Yeah, probably about 120.
I was about 130. I once had a 280 game. I almost had a heart attack.
Once had a
Showboat Lanes in Vegas.
I know a guy
no
that bowled 301.
You can't bowl 300.
Yes, you can.
300's the highest.
$5.
Pays a pin guy and bribes him to
$5.
put an extra
Okay, you're
pin in
watching
there.
this. The guy I know, he bowled 301.
Oh.
Sorry,
Don't give you up your producing
I
job.
won't.
At all.
All right, I got one other question about you. I'm
Fire
curious.
away.
What did you do in the Navy? Because you always say you're in
9
the
years
Navy.
in the Navy, public information officer, direct commission by Ronald Reagan. 1 more year, I would have been a full lieutenant commander. I retired as a full lieutenant.
Why'd you quit?
It was conflicting with my personal job life. It was too much. Because by that time, I was doing heavy.
Did you
reserve.
ever see any secrets come across the wire that we don't know about?
Heck no.
Okay.
People think I'm a information officer or a clandestine guy. Heck, I was a public information
Behind
officer.
No, but they call you a disinformation agent.
If they listen to my shows, I'm the only guy at night, mainstream, covering stories that the mainstream people in the Illuminati hate.
Yeah, what happened there? Because we had Nebel, we had Ira Blue, we had
They're all gone.
wait a minute, what's his name? Filled in for you. Oakland. Hilly Rose.
Billy Rose.
Can't find him. He's in San Francisco somewhere. I will track him down if he's still
Yeah, I
alive.
can't find him. I called him a couple weeks
He's
ago.
well, I can't find him. I'm a guy in my bedroom. What do I know? You know, I'll track him down. I want to interview him.
So disinformation expert? Far from it.
No, but this is what you and they say you don't do show prep. What do you do for show
Oh,
prep? People
show
always
prep.
ask me. Other than eating
Let
dinner.
me tell you something. I'll get home in L.A. at 2:30 in the morning. I'll get to bed at 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm up by 10, reading my emails.
Slacker.
Reading my emails, working on the news of the day, those guests, starting to read the prep work from the guests that night. And I will do that until I get into the office about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then from 2 to 2, I'm there for 12 hours outside of a 1-hour dinner break. It's incredible. I mean, the people who say he doesn't do prep work, they're nuts. This guy witnesses me every day.
We get there between 2 and 5 during the day, and it's all prep up.
Glad to ask this because I have had emails from you. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
I've had emails from you. You're eating dinner and you're emailing me, and I'm sending you news stories all day from
Yes, you are.
Fox and other Guardian and all other places. This is what's going on. You see the cute one about the duckies in
No, I
Montana?
didn't see that one.
High school in Montana. The little duck, mama duck, comes in every year. She goes in the courtyard, has her babies, and they escort her to the stream. It was on Fox News. That cute story.
So what a lot of people don't understand, George, is how in the heck did a guy like me get this job? Right? Those
You worked
people,
hard, though.
Those people who are haters, and let's face it, we're talking about 25 people. That's not a lot. Who are active, negative people. You've got some nice people on Bellgab.
Oh yeah, I got
I got
friends.
to tell you, half of them have sent me personal messages that say, please don't tell them it's me, but I love what you do. Because they don't want to get attacked,
Well,
as you do on Bellgab.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
said the number one thought crime on Bellgab is to say George Noory is a decent and honorable person.
Yeah, I
And
don't
they jump
understand.
all over me. They've started to jump on my girlfriend for doing videos. I abuse her. I force her to do videos. She likes doing her videos. Her videos are popular. She sat in McDonald's. It's got 100 views.
If the Bellgabbers knew that half of the people who are on that site at any given time are supporters of art and me, they couldn't handle it.
Now,
They'd go crazy.
let's ask that question. I love Art Bell. I left my shirt out in the car. I got my Art Bell shirt.
Sure.
Drone said, "Don't wear it. It'll piss Noory off." I was
No,
tempted to
not
wear
at
it.
all. Art Bell is the reason I'm here today.
But
Make no
I
mistake
want,
about
look,
it.
I'm going to say something right now. I'm going to do my damned. We're going to Pahrump sometime this year. Vegas. She's never seen Vegas. Pahrump, Area 51. I'm gonna leave her there. Let the Grays take her. Alien in, but I'm going to stop at Art Bell's house, and they may arrest me because he said the sheriff will come by.
You may.
But he knows who I am. I sang karaoke for him. I did his bumper music on my podcast. I'm going to see if I can talk to Art Bell. I would like you two to have reproach because there have been some bad feelings about it. And there's room enough on both nights. Not both nights. Both at night for the both of you.
There's no question about it.
In fact, if I could be the Kissinger of late night radio and mediate you and Art Bell on the same show.
Good luck.
You don't know me. I'm persuaded. Look where I'm at here.
Don't forget,
You don't know me. Good
I
luck.
offered Art through Lisa, my executive producer.
Yeah, but
to
you
get
guys,
Art on the show a long time ago.
you guys got all that
Yeah, there's
corporate
tension there.
simus. I'm a regular guy. Hey, Art, let's get you somewhere neutral ground.
Art is not happy with me over the David Oates interview. That's what caused our problem, our issue. He'll tell you this too. I've got to tell you, there are two reasons I put Oates on. One, reverse speech is a very fascinating subject matter, and he's the best at that. And two, when Art started doing serious radio, we needed to have different guests on. We were duplicating guests, which caused problems for him and us, because we told the guests, people said, "You're poaching Art's guests." No, we've had them on for years. What we told these people, if you're on Art's show on Monday, you're not going to be on ours Tuesday. We need a gap. We need separation.
By the way, sorry.
So I checked in with our people about David Oates because I had heard the same things that everybody else did and was told specifically they settled in court. They cannot talk about what happened. And Art had him back on the air after the lawsuit was settled. And everybody said, "Are you sure?" They even checked with Alan Corbett. Alan, of course, who helped create Coast to Coast. And he said, yeah, he was back on after Art and Oates settled. Then Art threw him off the air, not over the court case, but because he didn't like the reverse speech stuff he did in Bandit. That's what I heard. So we put him on, not to hurt Art's feelings, not at all, but to have a different guest and somebody that I was told had already come on Coast to Coast after the lawsuit. But it got blown out of proportion.
Now, I'd like to do one thing. If you ever have him on again, I'd like to see him reverse speech you.
All right? That's fine.
Nobody's done that.
Nobody's done
I think
that.
nobody's done that to
I
Art.
wonder what he'd hear.
I don't want to even think about
the guy
it.
from Pittsburgh.
But probably Bellgab sucks. I don't know. but you know, the one guy that does bug me, and I've said that in a video I did on you, Sean David Morton. They call him a fraud.
He's not on anymore.
He was on. He was the only guy though on that show you did. I watched that show 3 times.
A TV show?
You did a TV show or a radio show. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was a TV show. You had tarot card readers,
Yes.
astrologers.
That was a sci-fi.
Oh, that was the very first one.
Yeah,
But
it was
he got the price of gold, the price of gas, and the stock market price right.
Right on.
And to say to guys in front, now I'm only mad at one thing. I went down Friday and he canceled.
I don't think you can call him a fraud.
No, but I went down Friday to see him and he canceled. And somebody said he was maybe going to be back on the weekend. I would like to ask
He had
him.
a tooth problem.
Because,
That's
He
what
had a
they said.
tooth
They said he
problem.
had-
oh, I got a bad tooth too. I know what it's like.
Yeah.
But the one thing I want to ask him, they got all the Bellgabbers and his haters about the indictment. But I said, well, he's not in jail, is he? He must have settled or something.
He was not indicted. It was a civil offense.
Yeah.
And he got fined $10 million.
Well, he
And he got a judgment against him because he did not fight it in court. So the SEC has a judgment against him and his wife for $10 million. I'm told he may have put up a surety bond to back that. I don't know.
No, but you can't find that on the internet. All you find is the original news stories that they tout on Bellgab.
Well, you'll find
Saying how terrible
you'll
he
find
is.
the judgment from the courts.
I've
That's
told
what
him
you'll find.
at least 5 times when it's all cleared up, you can come back on. I've told him this to face.
But that show you had on, I did a video
Never
on
done
it. This guy got the 3 things right,
Predictions, it's called.
and he was the only one in that show that got it
It's
right.
very, very good. Art used to say he's got more hits than Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
That's what he used to say.
Now there's a guy you should get, not because it's paranormal. Get Barry Bonds on.
I saw Barry Bonds turn down an autograph to a little kid one. He said no, and that was it for me.
Well, you know what? I'm from Pittsburgh.
Yes, you are.
I could get Barry Bonds. I'm very persuaded. I'll threaten to sit on him. I don't get him.
Yeah.
But
Can you get
there's
Mario
no,
Lemieux?
you know, when you're, huh?
Can you get Mario Lemieux?
Hockey.
Mario Lemieux.
Yeah, hockey. I had to think. I'm thinking Mario Andretti. I'm thinking of my
Work
Mario.
with
Mario brothers. There's lots of Marios in my
Tommy
brain.
loves hockey.
Get
Look,
us
I used to
Mario.
follow Gordie Howe and the Maple Leafs.
By the way, is this the video they said you'd never get?
Yeah, this is a video they said I'd never get. You would turn me down. You wouldn't show up. You're not really here. This is all an illusion.
This is an illusion.
This is done
You
by the
have-
NSA
you have
and the CIA.
photoshopped somebody who looks like me.
Not my Photoshop skills. Maybe a photo in a shop or a guy in a Photoshop. But they all said that this wouldn't happen. So
Let's test it. Let me press stop. Go. Yeah, it works.
But and by the way, I joke a lot to ease the tension. I want to thank both of you for submitting yourself to this or agreeing to this or whatever you want to call it. I personally never thought you'd talk to me. I did it as a flip, and how about letting me interview you sometime? I never thought you'd say yes. And then I did an off-color remark, and I really made you mad. That's my weird sense of humor.
You apologized and you took it down.
And you know,
We won't even go there. People are saying,
no,
what
but
did he say? What did he say?
I'm not going to say what I said, but I do have I go into the dark side, and at times my humor, and go over the line, and I shouldn't have done.
Sometimes it's just not funny.
But
right?
yeah,
Right.
but
Now, listen,
you're here.
You have a lot of great people at Bellgab. I'm a member.
Yeah.
I'm a member of Bellgab myself. I think MV is a genius, putting that together, absorbing that with most of his own money, and they're just wonderful people. Redacted thinks I hate her. I don't hate her at all. I think she's brilliant. Brilliant. You know, the things I've heard maybe 2 Bellgab casts, and she sounds great and everything else. You've had your issues with her.
Yeah.
I
right.
think most of those people are warm, dedicated Art Bell fans. God love them for that. I am who I am, but you know what? It's a radio show. It's not life and death.
You know, I asked Art once if he listened to his own radio shows. Do you?
No, absolutely not. Because I always think my next one could be better.
Okay, let's go on to another question. I got your books here, and I thank you. I bought your what is this?
By the way,
Very
your water challenge was funny.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
watch
another
that.
thing. Hold
I
on,
never
hold
did
on
that.
there.
I
I'm
never
waiting
did
for you bums either do the water challenge
Nobody does
or
that.
write a check. Now I make a challenge.
That's
I'm waiting
so
for Art Bell
yesterday.
too in Prump because he probably don't have water in Prump because Lake Mead's out of water.
They're out of water.
That's right.
But you didn't do water challenge,
I did
and
not
I didn't
do
hear
it.
you write a check.
I
So
did not
which
write
is
the
it?
check. The only
Well,
check
I'm
writing
calling you right now.
Is your glass check.
Yes, I know that, and I
I
thank
did
you for
a
that.
charity
But
CD. I'm good.
I'm calling you out right now to write a check to that or another charity.
How
You know,
much do I owe?
I don't know whatever you want to give. It's not up to me. It's your money.
All right,
I did that twice. I did it
saw
at
the
4
one.
o'clock. It didn't record. I did it at 7. It was windy and
That's
freezing.
the one I saw.
Yeah, but I
You
did
look
it.
good in shorts, by the way.
Well, that's what I'm wearing now. These are Pinky Lee shorts. You remember him? You are old. Saw him at Kittywood. Showed her Pinky Lee. She did Tootsie Roll was a sponsor.
Lee, I remember.
Got scared of Pinky Lee. My mother says that's where I got my list, listening to Pinky Lee. I can do the song if I think it in the back of my head. What do you think about the MH370? You think they're going to find that?
I probably don't, George. You know, the book we wrote, and I came in toward the end of the book to add the UFO and the portal part. I think that plane landed somewhere. Either we blew it up after the fact, or they're going to use it for something. But I don't think it's in the ocean.
No, I think that they had 15 or 25 information tech experts in Texas on there. They had some Malaysian or Hong Kong guys, and I think they all got kidnapped. Their information was, they were tortured for the information, how to hack government system, U.S. government systems. They sold the plane, and the people, the regular guys in the plane, they shot them out, or they sent them to China or somewhere, and they're slave labor.
Who bought the
people.
plane?
Who knows? You're not going to give away a perfectly good plane or blow it up when you could
No, you said
repaint
they
it
sold
and
it.
sell it.
Sold it to
And,
who?
Jim Sanders, who wrote the
Sold
book
it to
on
somebody.
TWA 800, thinks it was in Somalia.
Yeah.
So
It could be sitting down there just waiting for the right opportunity to attack an
Very
embassy or
possible.
not just ours.
could be any place.
Look at the Saudis. They just arrested, 95 guys getting ready to blow up our embassy.
It's a tense world out there.
Well, I look at Baltimore. I mean, I've been to Baltimore. I lived in Washington, D.C. The guy had a back injury. He's in the van. Now they've indicted the cops. And yet everybody's, fomenting about all these Ferguson and
Baltimore.
who was that other guy? Oscar. Was it Oscar? George Zimmerman.
Zimmerman.
Every time one of these in Oakland last night, the bums show up for a May Day rally. They show up with rocks and iron pipes and start smashing windows. Now, how
Great
is
way
that
to protest, right?
How is that the protest?
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
What did a
They are
guy with a
actually
liquor store?
distorting good protesters, people who actually believe these issues are real, and they could be. They're ruining it for them. You know, when you
But
go
you're
and
into
burn
violence.
and loot and do all this kind of pillage, you're killing your right to protest. These people should be put in jail for what they're doing.
Washington, D.C., after we left in early 65, they burned down Georgia Avenue. My Georgia Theater just got restored there. I used to see William Castle films there.
I was 17 in Detroit when there were riots.
And I've seen the Watts riots in the 60s, the Rodney King riots.
You were in L.A.?
No, I've seen them on TV, but
Oh.
I've lived in
I
LA.
was there.
I've been in that area. I've been to Compton. When you burn down the business, you burn down black people's jobs.
It's true.
That will never come back.
The community is hurting itself.
And I don't understand. Now, if you want to do something, get Rush Limbaugh says 28%. I've heard different figures. Black unemployment. Get them jobs. You got a job. You got pride. You got money in your pocket. I had a guy in Bart. I'm going to drop this in a minute. I got him Bart. I rode to the event. He's on there and he's talking horrible language to his girl on the phone. And he's using an insulting word to whites. I'm poor and it's all because you bleeps are making me poor. I'm going, this guy needs a job. Then he wouldn't be so angry at the world. When you don't have money to live on, you don't have a place. You don't have a place to hang your head. Look at and Obama says we need Arab terrorists. Some of those guys are just hateful, but maybe they need work too.
Absolutely.
They can't feed their
All
families.
these poor Palestinian kids.
And
Out of work, no jobs.
I used to talk to Palestinian grocers when I lived in San Francisco. I said, "Why are we fighting?" They said, "What do you mean? We have the same father, Abraham. We are brothers."
Yep, they're right.
You have Isaac. I think it was Esau. I don't remember the Arab.
Abraham and Isaac.
Isaac. Why are we fighting? We are brothers with the same father, the same, not the same mother, but you could make that area paradise. Nobody needs to fight. Fight. You kill this guy. You kill this guy. What's the point?
Office, George?
Costs $900 to sign, and you got 60 guys just want you to. I looked into it. We have a perpetual state senator who runs unopposed. If I could get 60 guys to sign me in, I'd run against her just for the sake
You
of.
might win.
They need a regular guy, not a professional politician, to go in there and, hey, what the hell are you doing? You know what I would do at the Middle East? I'd get the Palestinian leaders, the Arab leaders, the Israeli leaders. I'd put them in those shipping containers. In the middle of no. I'd put them in the middle of the Negev, where it'd get like 150 degrees, on steel tables and steel chairs. They'd be roasting in there. They have enough air. We punch holes in the thing. Now, you make peace, you get to come out. But it's going to be a binding peace. None of this stuff, we make peace, and a week later we shoot missiles at you. The same with the Iranians. They're getting. I heard Jerome Cohen say, I got his book, Atomic Iran, on my shelf. I got everything on my shelf.
You read a lot.
17 bookshelves. People think I'm stupid. I get dummies books.
You're far from stupid, George.
But I said, I would go to Iran. Why do you want to blow up Europe, the United States? What did the average schlump going to work every day do to you?
How can you deny the Holocaust? How can you say
My
this?
mother had the number from Auschwitz on her arm.
Amazing.
May she rest in peace. We had issues. We lost family members in Auschwitz. We had family members in East Germany after the war I've never met. There's a lot of my family around. And guy was talking to you about being Lebanese. But all those people, the Roman Empire, the breadbasket was North Africa. Galilee was North.
George, bottom line is, for everything, we got to stop hating. You know what? We have to stop hating. If there are people who don't like my style, please don't listen. Find another radio show. Move on, but stop hating.
That's what I tell them. Oops. Sorry, there goes my hand there. That's what I tell them about my videos. What I don't understand one thing, and I was saying about you too, because it applies to both of us. I get the same idiots. Paladin, Noory is awesome, which is an insult because it's an insulting handle to have. Other guys, Redacted, because she said something nasty about me. I did 2 videos on her, got hundreds of views. why are you being so masochistic? You listen to Noory and you say you hate him. You watch my videos, you say you hate me. You insult me at every turn. Are you stupid? You're the ones that are stupid.
Hate is a very strong word.
There's another thing. I'm 63. You're a year older than I am. We have a limited time on this earth, no matter who you are. And I've died 3 times.
George,
I'm
we're on the
convinced.
home stretch.
No, I'm not going. They had 3 chances at me. 3 strikes and you're out. I ain't
they
going.
keep sending you back.
They can take somebody else. Take one of those evil guys like the guy in North Korea or something. But I said, life's short. Hate. Why hate? Why hate anybody? I don't hate you. I made fun of you and I raked you over the coals. And they're all bitching at me. Why am I not attacking Noory? You did a bad show recently. I'm going to do a video on it.
And I've done good shows.
I did the good show one about the Mexican UFO. It was great. I'm going to find those guys and talk to them.
Oh, we're doing it next week.
You did that one. And I did the top 10 good things about Noory. And that was a joke. It wasn't a joke that I did it. It was to copy David Letterman. There'll probably be an attorney at my door when I get home suing me for copyright infringement. But I said, I've heard good shows of yours. I've heard bad shows of yours.
I'm human.
You had a show, the guy who was droning on about, oh God, what is it? Disclosure.
Did you ever hear shows when Art had to go to open lines because the guests
I'm so bad.
Yeah, they went clonk.
Or he would roll a tape.
Do you expect to hear a good show every night?
I hope to.
Okay, you
and,
hope to.
And we hope to do that.
Why do you feel the need to do a video on a bad show?
Because it's a counterpoint. I do video. I did the first video on a good show,
Right.
which I thought was a great show. But there's some shows that like, what were you thinking with this guy?
That's agreed. But if you like the show in general, why do you have to decipher?
I just feel I have to do both ways.
And let me tell you, George, there have been nights I've had a guest on. I'll go back to my producers and say, why did you people get this guest?
We
You know, why did we do that?
I got a question for Tommy. What do you do? All kidding aside, what do you do behind the scenes?
We get in anywhere between 2 and 5 during the day. First thing I do is I go to my desk and I open up tons of mail, which are nothing but mostly pitches of books from guests.
And emerging artists.
Emerging
People who wanna
artists,
get on
music,
the air on that
just
first Sunday.
so much mail. Get that done. Then I go talk to George about the night's show. We get the news guests. We line them up. We double check their phone numbers, make sure they're good. We make sure George has a proper prep. He's studying. By that time, we probably go to dinner. We come back. I look at books for maybe another show another time. Before you know it, it's showtime.
Now, what I'm wondering is, what do you do when he's on the air? Are you like a board like here? Or?
I monitor the show. I surf the net, look for news stories,
Answers the
breaking
calls,
stories,
make sure the quality
answer calls.
Oh, but they've asked, what does Lisa Lyon look like? I have no idea.
Lisa is our executive producer. She's a very nice, attractive woman, and she lives in Oregon.
They know how to use Google, don't they?
Well, I've never looked it up because I'm busy. I'm doing this stuff.
She's been with us
Right,
since
but if they want to know, Google.
She's been with us since the
Well, I thought it asked. They're asking him Bellgab. I don't know.
I love the Google, George.
Hey, I Googled this. They gave me the wrong directions. I don't trust Google right
You
now.
should
I'm a
ask
little mad at
us.
Google. I didn't think of it. I'm running around trying to catch
She's
you
got
guys.
I know,
2
you're
eyes.
stressed.
She's got a nose and a couple of ears.
I'm going to get a net next time. No, George Noory net, official George Noory Tommy net. Bigger net for you.
I got 3
maybe.
letters for you. GPS.
Our Prius, we bought the 3rd Prius. We had 3 Priuses. 2 got wrecked. This one doesn't have GPS. I'll
On your
get it
phone.
eventually.
Get one on your phone now.
My phones aren't set up as phone. I had to cancel.
All right.
I tried to get T-Mobile on this. They want to
Well,
my
one day you
credit
might be a
$400
big TV
deposit.
star, George. You never know.
We'll see.
When's
All
your
right, and then I'm
birthday?
gonna let this go. You guys need to go back to. Well, oh yeah, where are you going? St. Louis or LA?
I'm going back to L.A.
And
Same.
you go with them.
LA.
You live in LA.
I live in LA.
That's one other question I'm curious about. I don't think you told me you fly 40 times a year.
Yes.
Why do you fly back and forth? To me, it's Meshuggah. I wouldn't do that. It would wear and tear.
My kids and my grandchildren live in St. Louis. So that gives me an opportunity to go back and see them. Plus, George, program directors on the West Coast, the Midwest, the East Coast, they love it when you originate your show in that region. They just make it sounds like it's more local. And so when I'm in St. Louis, those in Chicago, Kansas, Iowa, those program directors love that. And then when I come back to the West Coast, people in LA, San Diego,
why not in the old days when it was I can't think of the right word, monopoly, I guess, but it's not the right word in my mind. Why not in New York and LA and forget the St. Louis? That's like
St. Louis is home.
Yeah, but I mean, why not do a show New York and LA, and then not the weekend you go back home?
I don't have time. Most of my weekends, he's got me booked at events
fly
like
to do
this.
that. There's not enough time to fly and go do all that.
No. But in the old days, before Carson moved
It was
to
New
LA,
York or LA.
New York or LA, that was it.
For me now, it's St. Louis.
Why would you forget everybody else? We've got 600 affiliates.
I'm not trying to forget anybody. I don't know how it works. I just had to ask the
So that's
question.
it. St. Louis is home. Kids are there. Family's there. LA is business. So I split back and forth.
Because I remember the days of early TV. The first host of the Tonight Show was Jerry Lester, if I remember correctly.
Or Jack Parr.
No, before Jack, it was Steve Allen.
him?
Before
Really?
that was Jerry Lester.
Wow.
It wasn't even called the Tonight Show. It was
No,
called
it
something
wasn't.
else.
It wasn't.
1950, I think. I have
The beginning
TV
of
books too.
television.
Yeah,
Negative 13. You guys are around.
We were around.
we were around the other
A lot of
life.
history.
We were probably Marconi and Tesla. That's
So
another
we're
guy.
going to play this on Bellgab, Bellgabbers.
All right,
Most of
I'm gonna
you are
go.
great
These
people.
guys have to go.
You've sent me great messages. The rest of you who hate, get over
Knock
it.
off the gay
Get over
jokes, idiots. Really.
All right, this is a guy from Pittsburgh. I thank George Noory, Tommy, Kathy for being with me, and my friends on Bellgab and my supporters off of Bellgab for this. I thank George for submitting to the interview, allowing it to happen, and Tommy for his time. Both of you are very gracious and kind to me, always have been. And I got to say a personal note, you guys doubted this man. He's always, even when he was pissed off at me, he didn't tell me, bleep you, guy from Pittsburgh, bleep you, George Sena, what to do with you. He accepted my apology. He's talking to me. He's always kept his word. He's given me, I bought one, but here's his books. Let me turn this around. Here's the infamous cookbook. And he's always done what he said he was going to do. The man's a man of his word. He's an honorable man. You don't like what he says on the air? Go listen to sports talk. Go listen to political talk. Go listen to a test pattern. Hell, get on your shortwave and listen to Art Bell. He just had a 1,000,000-watt radio station there talking about Art Bell on Bellgab. Had the weirdest thing happen to my radio, by the way, about shortwave radio. Went to plug it in, the little connector to plug it in, went into the radio.
Oh, broke in there?
And I said, I got this to listen to coast. I got a Cockney radio off Amazon that's broken.
Jeez.
So I need to get a good, when I have the C money, that's another guy I'd like to talk to. Bob Crane, that'd be
Good man.
I'd like to talk to him on
cool
video.
guy.
So anyway, you guys didn't believe it. And like they used to say, believe it or not, or believe it or don't, or I can't remember that program from the 50s. Too many programs in my head. But it's happened. It's here. And I thank you guys. I'll let you go.
You're welcome.
See you later,
And
George. Bye, guys.
Free Art Bell, Free Art Bell's Bumper Music, free Kathy, free my glasses, free Area 51 drone, free military justice, and to the haters,
And the duck.
free you, and free the duck, which is Jim Maillard's duck, who is held in bondage on a porch somewhere. All right, have a great weekend, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.